Welcome back, everyone, into a special Thursday night edition of the Full Court Press. I'm Tanner Barth alongside Flight 22 owner Nate Falcon as we prepare to dive into the final night of the regular season and a few conference championships on the line tonight, Nate.
The New Hanover Hager game, we're looking forward to that, for a while now.
A while, yep.
New Hanover, I love how they're guarding, they're defending the ball, very well, and they're very good off the bounce. And then, Hager got two old league guys in Sebastian
and Brady as well.
Brady,
so we're going to have to wait and see what they can do. But before we get there, let's go ahead and go to a game that has too many storylines to ignore, Nate. The Laney girls hosting the Ashley Screaming Eagles in Sinai River's first game back at Bucktown. And let me tell you what, both of these teams were fired up in a sellout crowd. Picked this one up in the second half, and the Bucks were rocking and rolling. Stepping through the double team, Taylor Chisholm with the basket.
Ashley comes into this game minus 2 starters. That's worthy of noting.
And it was, but we talked about this Ashley team. They can shoot the long ball themselves right there. Mia Samadre, cash money.
And the energy and enthusiasm was definitely on the side of the Bucks tonight, but Mia kept the Eagles close all night.
Then in the fourth quarter right here, Ashley down 2, 3.9 seconds left to go. Rivers would be fouled on the inbounds. She would sink both free throws. And Nate, that would send us to overtime. And Laney, well, they were the first punch. Taylor Chisholm, she was great tonight.
She carried them down the stretch big time tonight.
But so did this girl on the other side. It's Sanaya Rivers. There's a reason she's the North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year. This one went to overtime, but the Laney Buccaneers fell just short tonight. Ashley, they go undefeated in conference play, 62-58 the final score. And Nate, we knew it was going to come down to the wire between these two, just like the first meeting kind of went back and forth. But it was Ashley once again coming out on top. What's your biggest takeaway from tonight?
Well, talking to Coach Gale, having 2 starters out this late in the game makes for adjustments, and they had to make those on the fly. So credit to those girls for stepping up. The energy and enthusiasm was definitely with the Laney Bucks tonight, playing there at home. But shout out to Ashley down the stretch getting it done. And once you go into overtime, tonight took over. Yeah, and that the Laney team kind of provides them a little bit of confidence because they know now they can play with one of the top teams in the conference. Definitely. So should make the tournament just that much more fun. And let's go ahead and get back into those highlights, shall we? I know you're tired of us talking. Let's go on to the boys' game between these two schools. You see Reese Edwards there. It is a full senior lineup for Eric Davis. Final home game of the regular season, but Ashley with the first punch here, Brian Byers. Good start for Ashley early. They got some easy baskets over the top of Laney's full court defense.
And we talked about it, Nate, week in and week out. Laney's successful when they go to the low block. Mark McLaurin flexing the muscles.
Got to find Mark McLaurin, their senior night in the post. Eaton.
He gets him to go, but then a little floater on the other end for Ashley, and they had the lead back just like that as Khalil Jones goes. But then it's your boy, Reese Edwards. Left wing 3-ball, the senior night does it on.
Can't have Laney highlights without the senior Reese Edwards hitting a 3-ball.
He gets it there, and they would not be denied on their senior night. Laney wins this one big, 74-56, the final score. Now let's go on to a game we talked about right off the top. New Hanover Wildcats taking on the Hager Vikings. Neither school has lost in the month of February. We're sorry about this quality right here, but it's the best we got. Dee Barnett gets into the paint, scoops and scores.
That's a good slip off the drag screen, attacks, and gets into the paint for the layup.
And I feel like this is a common theme. You've got to guard Makai Stanley.
Open. Have we learned anything?
He likes to go in the paint. He likes to shoot the long ball. Senior had a huge half for Hanover. Then in the fourth, Vikings trailing big, but not going away. As you see this 3-ball from Cameron Blanks there, but ultimately it wouldn't end up mattering. There's nothing like holding the basketball for the final moment, Nate, and they pick up this one. New Hanover comes out on top, 59-46. That was a great game between those two.
It was, and like I said, both teams are hot right now, so it'd be exciting down the stretch in the playoffs.
Now let's go ahead and go on to the girls' game between these two. A Hager win tonight with the Laney loss earlier would put them in second place, and it's a quick start in the first quarter. This one right to the basket adds to it. It's Madeline Elgart.
That gamble by New Hanover didn't pay off.
But they gamble right here with a little trap in the corner. Then the wraparound pass gets this one to go. A nice layup on the other side.
Say it all the time, playing with pace. That's when New Hanover's the best.
But as we said, this Hager team playing some really good basketball right now. This one on the low block, and they get it to go. And this one ended up being a blowout as Anna Hollis-Pitt got that one to go, and she would help out her team the entire first half. And Hager gets the rivalry win in the girls' game, 65-21, the final score. Now let's go down to Southport. South Brunswick hosting rival West Brunswick. And this one could get a little wild down there in Southport.
Always. Bitter rivals.
And after falling behind 5-0, home team gets something to cheer about. Miguel Miller gets his floater to fall.
Nice take off the bounce. You get 2 foot in the paint. It's a good shot.
And Nate, as we said, he's a Division I player for a reason. Jaden Parker, the patience, the footwork to the rim and scores.
No double coverage. He's going to make you pay. The North Florida commit, Jaden Parker.
Lays it home at the rim. This one back and forth all night. For Disbrow blows right past the defense.
Watch this coming up. We got a little retrospect, old school MJ fadeaway. Did I miss it?
Little MJ fadeaway. It's coming up. We'll get there. But as we said in a rivalry game, here you go. A little retrospect. Step back. Thank you very much. Back and forth. It went to overtime, but it's West Brunswick pulling it out 66-61 behind 30. Big points from senior Jaden Parker. Let's go on to the girls' game between the two schools. Now fighting to stay alive in the 3A side of the Mid-Eastern Conference. And early in the game, you like offensive rebounds off the miss right there. Anaya Metz.
Cleaning up the glass, that'll get it done for you on the road.
And you know your teammate loves to see that as well, but South says we can do you one better. Give me this much space. Thank you very much.
Way too
Summer
much space.
Rainwater.
Well,
how about that name? That's
Great.
amazing. And then she can also dump a little rain as well. Drops it off to her teammate, Nija Bryant. Thank you. Gets it to go, and South held the early lead in this game. And it was close all throughout, but it is South Brunswick ending their season with a win on senior night, taking down Rival West 45-40, the final score. And then we can now take a break as we are midway through the Mid-Eastern Conference games tonight on the Full Court Press, but we still have much more coming your way. Don't go anywhere. Go out to Cape Fear Academy as the Hurricanes host a second-round playoff matchup.